Hey, y'all, what's happening? Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday to everybody. We are rocking and rolling this morning. It is Monday morning. Get up and go. The show where we share 15 minutes of motivation and inspiration designed and guaranteed to get you rocking and rolling for your week. Oh, yeah. Is everybody ready for this week? Here's the elephant in the room. Can you say elephant in the room? Here's the elephant in the room. I woke up this morning and my text messages were blowing up, right? And I looked on all of my social media feeds, and the news this morning is about Will Smith and Chris Rock. Well, listen, we're not going to talk about that this morning, but we will talk about focus this morning. We're going to talk about focus this morning. So before I jump into that, do me a favor. I want you to get on our text list. Text me 410-936-4049. 410-936-4049. And you can get connected to us and you'll know when we're going live, when we're chatting. It's important that we do this right now because this week, for those of you that are on Instagram, remember this week is the last week that we're starting at 8:30. As of next week, April 4th, we are starting our show. We're starting off at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast of the United States, we're starting at 8 a.m. If you're in California, it's going to be at 5 a.m. Yeah, you're going to get up a little bit early to do this. All right. So we're getting started. We're changing the time as of next week. So get your calendar, set your calendar, get it right. We're going to be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. Monday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, next week starting April 4th with our Monday morning Get Up show. All right, so let's jump in for today. So our quote for today comes from Mike Hawkins, and it says, "You don't get results by focusing on results. You get results by focusing on the actions that produce results," right? You don't get results by focusing on results. You get results by focusing on the actions that produce results. Some years ago, I wrote a book called 28 Days to a New Me. And on day 27, I shared a version of a story that is familiar to a lot of us. How many of you remember the story, The Tortoise and the Hare, the turtle and the hare? And here's the story, right? The story is that the turtle or the hare is an animal that is seen as faster than the turtle or the tortoise, right? And so the story is that turtle and the tortoise were talking, and the tortoise, the hare, not the turtle and the tortoise, the tortoise and the hare were talking, and the hare was bragging and saying how much faster he is than the tortoise and challenged him to a race. So challenged him to a race, then took off at the beginning of the finish line and decided that he was going to stop at Starbucks and get some carrot cake and some coffee or some frappuccino with cream on it. And while he was doing that, the turtle or the tortoise just kept going and ultimately won the race, right? So this race is symbolic, or this is symbolic of how a lot of us operate, right? And that's what we want to talk about this morning. A lot of times we have thoughts, we have abilities, and we look at our destination. We're looking at results. So this story, and we're going to be quick this morning, this story of the tortoise and the hare thought that he had the talent, the skill, the natural ability to do something, and started out really well. And everybody knew what the goal was, or everybody knew what the result should be and what the destination should be. But partway through this event, the hare decided that the hare was going to take a left turn, right turn, chill out, do whatever he felt like doing at the time, because he was so supremely confident in his natural ability to get to the destination. So here's the thing. It's not so much about the natural ability, and it's not so much about the destination. It's really about the ability and the willingness to take the steps, the slow, painstaking steps, day by day, in order to get to that destination, right? So if we think about this rabbit or this hare or whatever you want to call it, this rabbit or this hare is blessed. But the rest of us, we've got we've got to think about, okay, I got to take a step. And then I've got to take another step. And I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you are going on this journey and you're heading towards a destination. You're heading towards some specific destination, and it seems like it's taking so long to get there. I want you to think about going to a gym or going to your workout spot, right? You work out one day and you work out really hard that day, and you go to the mirror and you look the same. And then you go back the next day and you work out really hard, and then you come back home and you look in the mirror and you look the same. And it doesn't seem like you're there 3, 4, 5 days, and it doesn't seem like anything is really changing. But then if you do this day after day after day, and you come back in a month, you'll notice that there's some small changes and there's some small shifts. There's some definition that's beginning to happen, right? There's some leanness that's starting to take place. You're doing sit-ups every day. Imagine you're doing 50 sit-ups a day, every day, and you do that for a month. After a month, you'll begin to see some changes, but that happens not because you had this idea that you're going to do 50 sit-ups a day for 30 days. 50 times, that's what, 1,500? I don't know. I'm just making up a number. I can't do my math. Yeah, 1,500, I think. Okay. So if I did 50 sit-ups a day for 30 days, that's 1,500 sit-ups. And I said, that's my destination. That's my goal, to do 1,500 sit-ups. I may not see the success inside of that, but the success is about focusing on the small steps, or focusing on the daily repetition of that in order to see the results. So let me break that down just a little bit further, because that may have been a little bit confusing for some people. Imagine that I decided I was going to do 500 sit-ups a day for 3 days. Right? 500 sit-ups a day for 3 days. That does not produce the same results as me doing 50 sit-ups a day for 30 days. Right? Because it's the actions, it's by focusing on the action, the focusing on the long-term and consistent action. That's what allows us to produce the results. Right? Because a lot of times we think, yeah, this is equal to this simply by the number, but it's not about the number. It's about the smaller actions over time that are going to help you to get the results that are necessary. Right? So sometimes, and here's the thing, sometimes we have a destination or a goal, and we know where the goal is, and we know how to get to the goal, and we may even know how long it takes to get to the goal, but it's not so much about knowing it. It's about understanding the steps to that destination and then executing or taking action on those steps, right? Because here's what happens. If you don't take action, then your destination is just a view, right? You've got this goal, you've got this dream, you see this thing in the future, but if you don't take the consistent action, then it's just a view. It's going back to the story of the hare and the tortoise, right? The hare decides again that he takes off, and he decides that he's going to stop at the coffee shop to get some carrot cake and some frappuccino, right? He stops, He thinks that he can do it fast. He thinks that he can go and then take a break. But what happens is that the tortoise says that I'm going to do the slow, repeated action over time, and that's going to get me to the results. I'm going to do the slow, repeated action over time, and that's what's going to get me to the results. So I want you to think about this as we wrap this morning. Success, getting to success, requires the combination of dreams and action. You see, you can think about something, you can envision something, you can have something in your mind, you can have something in your brain, you can imagine something, but you don't accomplish it until you do the small, repeated, consistent actions that get you towards that success. So as you go through this week, I want you to think about not just what you want to accomplish at the end of the week. I want you to think about not just these big ideas and big goals. I want you to think about what is the consistent, repeated action? What is the small thing that you can do day by day that is going to get you the results that you desire? It's not 1,500 sit-ups today. It's not 1,500 sit-ups over 3 days. It's 50 sit-ups per day for 30 days, or 5 sit-ups per day for 300 days, right? It's the small actions. It's by focusing on those repeatable actions that are going to produce the results that you want this week. All right. So that's all we've got for today. Listen, go for it. Remember, next week, MMGU, Monday Morning Get Up, moves to 8 a.m. Eastern Time on April 4th. So if you have not yet signed up for our text list and you want to be notified when we're going live, do me a favor, text 410-936-4049, 410-936-4049, and you will get notified when we go live every week. All right. I'll see y'all next week, Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make it a fantastic week. Peace.